Now tonight we begin the bulletin with what is seemingly a push to have President William Ruto and Azimio leader Raila Odinga sit down for talks to end the current unrest in the country. Catholic Church and foreign diplomats in the country are separately calling for a ceasefire and instead asking the political players to engage in dialogue in order to resolve the outstanding issues. In a statement by embassies and high commissions of 8 foreign countries, the diplomats say they are concerned with the current state of affairs in the country. And as our very own Stephen Leto reports, the Catholic Church bishops held a lengthy meeting with Azimio leaders on their mass action protests.
The unrest in the country following Azimio's anti-government protest has caught the attention of not just the clergy, but foreign diplomats too. 8 embassies and high commissions, who include Australia, Canada, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the United States, have sent a joint statement to raise their concerns. The joint communique read in part that as friends and partners to Kenya, we are deeply concerned by the recent unrest and violence, as well as destruction of places of worship and private property. It is also damaging economic activity at a time of significant financial challenges. The statement further reads, "We agree with the Africa Union AU chairperson in recalling the successful conduct of the general elections in 2022 and the unanimous confirmation of their results by the Supreme Court." Raila Odinga-led Azimio team leading the protests have accused the government of using force against their protesters, insisting that the demonstrations are lawful. Quoting Article 37 of the Constitution. The embassies and high commissions further said, quote, "We recognize the right to peaceful protest under the Kenya's Constitution. All actors have responsibility to adhere to principles of democracy, freedom and rule of law. We welcome the commitment by the Inspector General of Police to launch investigations into recent events, including destruction of private property." End quote. They are now calling on all leaders and all Kenyans to maintain peace, show restraint, and work towards a swift resolution for the common good of Kenya.
Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na la Roho Mtakatifu na kukaa nasi daima na milele.
On the other end, Catholic Church bishops led by Bishop Philip Anyolo met the Azimio leaders at Raila Odinga's Capitol Hill office and pushed for dialogue and an end to the street protests.
Utupe leo mkate wetu wa kila siku. Utusamee makosa yetu.
Catholic Church bishops say they have initiated talks already, but call for peace even as Odinga announced the escalation of the mass action.
Ni wazi katika sasa mazungumzo yameanza na tutaweza kuwashirikisha, lakini kwa wingi tungewaomba jamani, kama tulivyo wa Kenya tunajua inawezekana, kwa sababu tukianza kuvuruga zaidi, kuumiza zaidi, tutakuwa tunapotezeana muda.
It has been a very interactive conversation and we are very happy and pleased with the role that the church is playing. We don't want to agree that the contents of this conversation now will remain among us. But we will be talking later.
The bishops also called on the law enforcers to adhere to the rule of law and avoid violent engagements with the protesters.
Kama Wakatoliki, Jumapili tarehe 2 kuna maandamano huwa tunafanya ya Palm Sunday. Iwe ni peaceful na tuweze kufanya kazi zetu kwa amani, na huku tukiomba pia si tu polisi na washikadau wote wa security tuheshimu na tuweze kuwapa nafasi watu kutembea bila shida.
These demonstrations must be peaceful, and we also urge those who are planning to try to disrupt them to desist from doing so in the name of our Lord.
Wabariki wa Kenya. tukisali kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na la Roho Mtakatifu. Amina.
72 hours after the Monday protest, Azimio leader Raila Odinga is yet again telling his supporters to come out to the streets, demanding that all their issues are addressed by President William Ruto administration, saying that they will not relent despite the intimidation from the police. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV, at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation, Upper Hill.